So, warming it up. We're gonna take it to the side, lean into that, take the opposite arm, reach it over. I'm gonna stay here and do 5 of these, really open up the hip, and then try to open up some tissue along the rib and the hip as well. I like to do this in my socks. I feel like I can move around a little bit better. I got a couple mobility moves to start with. We're gonna do 2 rounds of each of these, and then we're gonna get this workout going. So I'm gonna shift it over to the other side, take that arm, reach it over, lean right into that, trying to get a little bit more range of motion and go further with every single rep I do. Last one here. I'm gonna come down, and this one's gonna be called tripod reachovers. So first step is to just kind of sit like this on the ground. My fingers are pointed away from me. So naturally it kind of opens up the shoulders a little bit, and it's actually really nice to just hang out here and actually move around and open up those shoulders. So if I had my hands, forward like this, I would definitely be inclined for them to be a little bit more forward, but this really helps to kind of open things up. So I got 2 versions of this tripod. You're either going to stay down like this and just reach over to the side, just like this. And obviously you'll do the other side, or you're gonna bring it up into this inverted position and take one hand and reach that over while I'm pushing through my foot here and my hand on the ground. And I would come down and do 5 on this side. So the most important thing about this move, along with your hand being pointed back, is to stack that hand under your shoulder. So when I come up, there it is, providing great support for me. If it was, say, way back here, it's gonna be a whole different ask of my shoulder, not a very good ask either. You really want it to be stacked under you. So you're gonna have the most power and the most stability as well. So I'm gonna do one more here, and then I'll show you what it's like on the other side. I can almost reach Barry. All right, I'm gonna set up on the other side, drive this elbow down as I come up and through. So the benefit of this is, as I come up, lower back is active, hips all through my core, nice little activation all through. Good stuff. Standing up, I'm gonna do like a spinal wave. Awesome for anyone to do, really. We're gonna pretty much take the shoulders and like come forward like this, right? So we're gonna start like this. I like to bring my chin to my chest, and I'm gonna go all the way down. I bend my legs as I go down, take it all the way down. And then as I come up, completely, just like that. Palms are open, pushing my arms back. We're gonna do a couple more. Chin to the chest, shoulders come forward, hunched over, the spine is like this, all the way down, pushing my hips back, coming up, opening up. Couple more. You can do these at your own pace. I like to go real slow and controlled, breathing the whole time. These are great if you've been sitting at a desk for a while too, or standing, or if you're about to do a workout, which is what we're gonna do. All right, we're gonna go through all those again. So I'm gonna go to the side, just like this. Take that arm, reach it over. I'm gonna stay here for 5, and then hit the other side. 4, 1 more, 5. Going through this on the second round, everything's starting to warm up pretty good and feeling a little bit better, not so stiff. I'm gonna get down and do that tripod reach over. Here comes Linus. Liney, hey buddy. What's going on? So Linus and Quincy got new bark collars this week, and they're doing really good. I'm gonna bring it up. So they're really cool because you can set them to vibrate and make sound, or you can set them to do a shock, which we kind of like didn't want to do. That was like a last resort, of course. Barry seems to be responding really well to the vibration. He learned right away that to not bark with the vibration. Linus, surprisingly, he needs to have a little bit of a shock. It's not bad, it's just kind of like electric fence. But it's definitely decreased the barking, which is good. One more here. Ooh. So always remember to stack that hand under that shoulder. Stay safe in that one. I'm going to do a couple more of these spinal waves, and then we're going to get going. So I'm going to hunch it forward. Ooh, bring it down. These are great when you wake up in the morning too, you know. Get into the neck a little bit. I'm going to do one more. I feel good about it. All right, here's what we got. Gonna do a couple things where they're like sort of mini circuits, but we're gonna be working for 5 minutes, so as many rounds as we can get in a 5-minute period is what we're gonna go with. You're gonna need a set of dumbbells and body weight. Okay, I got my interval timer set for 5 minutes. I'm gonna put my shoes on and show you the first one that we're gonna do. It's gonna be super fun. Right? Okay, we've got, taking the dumbbells, 2 options here. We can drop down like this. So I'm gonna keep my chest up. I like to keep my back kind of flat. So if you were looking at me from the side, hopefully it looks like a tabletop, nice and flat. Or if you want to take a little bit of a wider stance, you can do them just like this. Same thing applies with that back flat. Hips are going down and back. I tilt the dumbbells down just like this so I can hit the ground, and then I'm right back up. So what we're going to do is 5 of those, and then right after that, we're going to do backward lunges, alternating 5 on each side. So once we hit 10 total, then we're gonna come down and do 5 push-ups. So the push-ups, I think I've got the bells here that are nice and stable on the ground. I think I'm actually gonna put them like this and do the push-up right here. But you can do wherever you want, on the ground if you want. Obviously, if you want to do an elevated push-up, it can be any kind of push-up that you want. Basically, 5 reps of any push-up that you want. Then we're right back up for the deadlift, back into the alternating lunge. 5 minutes. We're just gonna keep it going. So we're gonna get quite a few reps, quite a few rounds, but it's only 5 minutes, right? So everybody's gonna work at a different pace, and that's totally fine. So just do the best you can for 5 minutes straight. This is a good one too to maybe do a little bit lighter weight just because it's 5 minutes straight. Okay, all right, I'm gonna get this going. 3, 2, 1, here we go. So for the first round, I'm gonna do it like this. I might switch up though and just do different variations of this lift. 5. Alternating back lunge. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 5 on each side. I'm bringing my bells down. I'm just gonna put my hands right on there for 5 push-ups. 2, 3, 4, 5. And just like that, I'm right into the second round. I'm gonna go a little wide stance on this one. Different feel on the legs. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So each round is going to go by real fast. Probably going to get a good amount of rounds in. I've found that when you're doing as many rounds as possible in a time period, 5 minutes seems to be about my max. I know I've tried 6 and 7 and whew, that's rough. Okay, I'm gonna go back to this one. 2, 3, 4. Okay. 2. Okay. You can change your stance too. I just did like a wide push-up last round. This time I'm going a little bit narrow. Two minutes to go. I'm going to set it here. So I'm moving at a pretty good pace here. So it's definitely pretty cardiovascular for me right now. In case you didn't notice. Two, 3, 4, 5. Probably got about a minute left. See if I can bang out another round. I don't even know how many I've done. Sometimes it's best to not even count, to just see what you can do and just put your mind out of it. 2, 3, 4, 5. If the alternating is causing you to feel really imbalanced, you can just do 5 reps on one side and 5 reps on the other side. That's actually what I'm most, that's what I typically do, but sometimes it's fun to do if you're feeling up for a little alternating balance and you can pull it off, safely, go for it. Okay. 4, 5. That's the time. That was 5 minutes straight. Sweating. Whew, not sweating as much as last week though, out in the sun. That was a regrettable outdoor workout last Saturday. Notice I'm inside today. Okay, we're gonna take a good recovery period here before we go into our next 5-minute sequence. So for that one, let's see. Woo! Yeah, we're gonna need 1 dumbbell. We have to do a squat press. So for this 5-minute time period, there's only 2 exercises. However, the first one, we're gonna work one side at a time. So it kind of feels like 2. So let me show you what they look like before we get started. Whew, okay, so single dumbbell. We're gonna go into as deep of a squat as we can while keeping that dumbbell on our shoulder. And as we stand, we're gonna press it right up to the sky, look through that window so the dumbbell ends up over my shoulder and over my hip. It's not in front of me, right there, nice and strong. So we're gonna do 5 on that side, and then we're gonna switch arms, 5 on the other side. Set the dumbbell aside. I'm gonna show you this one from a nice little angle. You are gonna do a shift back, and then pop it forward, opposite knee to elbow. So that'd be 1, 2, 3. You get the idea. 5 on each side, alternating, total of 10. Then we go right back to squat press, 5 and 5. I need a sweat towel. I'm sweating all over the place. Stand by. Maybe I need a sweat band. Fashionable sweat band. What do you say, Quince? What do you say, buddy? You think I need a sweat band? Okay, let's get this going, right? We're gonna start off with that squat press. 5 on each side. Hanging strong for 5 minutes. All right, I'm gonna start it up. 3, 2, 1, go. Set that there. Come up. 2, 3. I'm exploding with power, sort of, as I come up. Think about that. Switching sides. Basically, I clean it up to my shoulder. 3, 4, and 5. I'm gonna get this out of the way so I can get down for my shift back, crossover. Shift it back. 2, 3, 10. So a lot of oblique muscles there as I'm turning and bringing that knee across my body. Okay, so that's that. So it's only 2 exercises, but with the side to side, it kind of feels like we're doing 3 things. Woo! Okay. 1, 3, and 5. 3, 4. Barry's taking this opportunity to work on his bone. because he feels like people are watching him, which he loves. You're doing good, bud. Really turning my body into that as well. Gripping the ground with my fingertips, trying to keep the weight off of my wrists, as I do with all things on the ground. Nothing worse than wrist pain, so try to take care of your wrists. Okay, I am back to the squat press. So like I said, for these like 5-minute sort of non-stop work things, you know, somewhat of like a lighter to medium weight is appropriate. You're not trying to like max out or anything. Okay. Although maxing out is super fun, those are good. Always good on the quads. Okay, I got 45 seconds to go. I'm gonna at least try to get another set of these in. Oh, 3 seconds. Is it worth revisiting the ground? No. I think I did enough of those, that's for sure. Woo, good job, rest. So those 5 full minutes of that stuff. We got one more thing to go. It's gonna be all, it's all on the ground. It's all on the ground. And we do need, yes, we need a single dumbbell again. Wow, it's hot. The air conditioning's on too, right? Yeah. Sweating. All right, let me show you what's gonna happen and we'll get going with it. So I'm gonna be on the ground, like I said. The first 2, I'm actually gonna be on my back. So this is gonna be a combo upper body movement with a core movement. So what I wanna do is grab the dumbbell by the side. If you have a weight plate, you can also use a weight plate. That's perfect, actually. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, I got everything up. I'm gonna bring my legs down as I bring my arms back. So they're both gonna come together at the same time. I'm trying to keep my legs as straight as possible. So right here, this is called a pull over. So I'm using my back muscles and a little bit of chest and shoulders to pull it over. So I don't want the arms to be bent. I'm not doing this. I'm just doing this. Does that make sense? We got 10. We got 10 of those. And then what we're gonna do is bring our bodies up. I like to sit like this or this. And we're gonna look through the window. This is our final shoulder exercise. I do love some over the head action. It's always good. So sitting like this, it's called the Z press. Works a lot of the abdominals, takes the hips, the legs out of it, puts a lot more demand on those core muscles. Our third piece, we're gonna get that dumbbell out of the way. We're gonna get into bear crawl position, not berry, but bear. Bear crawl position is just like this, tabletop, and then I'm gonna tap opposites. So opposite foot, opposite arm, staying in this tabletop position, nice and slow, 5 on each, total of 10, all right? This is it, we're gonna hit this for 5 minutes, and then we're gonna be done with the workout. What did I do with the timer? There it is, all right. Starting off on our backs, pull over, leg drop, and then we're gonna go right up into that seated Z press. All right, get your bell ready. This is the best way to hold it. I'm gonna lay down, and I'm gonna hit it in 3, 2, 1. Here we are for 5 minutes. Everything starts together. Drop it down. I'm gonna go for 10. 4. 9. I like to set the dumbbell here, use the momentum of it to bring me up. So I'm gonna get a good grip on it so I can start under my chin, pressing for 10. So even if you have a dumbbell with like the circular ends, you should be able to grab the ends of it, unless it's a 55-pound dumbbell. You might have a hard time with that. In that case, I encourage you to use 2 dumbbells. Or if you're working with like a really light dumbbell right here, and it feels better to grab 2, do that. That was 10 for me. I'm gonna set this aside so I can get set into my bear position to do those opposite tap outs. So take my time getting into it here. My hands are under my chest. They're not way out here, right? Stacked under my body. Right down to my knees. I got my bell right here so I can safely grab it by the sides, come down, bring it up, get right into my second set. It's one of my favorite combo moves. I program it for myself a lot and for clients. That pull over combo with, like I said, a plate, a dumbbell. Set that aside, get into the bear position. Quincy! Hey, buddy! I'm trying to keep my knees pretty close to the ground here. Okay, what do we got? Got about a minute to go. I'm gonna try to get another round in, if I can. So yeah, you can sit like this as well. Which is asking a lot of my hamstrings, because most people have very tight hamstrings. So if you can fully extend your legs here, keep good core balance, you're doing good. That's time. But I feel like I really want to finish this set. 10. Oh, we'll skip the bear crawl. Oh man! So if you think about it, it was 3 sets of things we did, 5 minutes each. It was only 15 minutes of work, but I feel like I worked really, really hard for those 15 minutes. So it just goes to show you don't need to work out for an hour to get an effective workout. While we're down on the ground, let's just take advantage of a couple little stretches, and then I'll let you go. Woo! Okay. Deep breath in. Exhale out, come down. Let's bring it over to a side here. We'll just kind of take a second. Check in with this whole leg. Did a fair amount of squatting and deadlifting and backwards lunging. Good full body stuff. Let's walk it over to the other side. How's Quincy doing back there? He's struggling. So we found out yesterday that Quincy has, we're gonna go like this here, a little bit of a butterfly. Quincy has vestibular disease. So basically, he feels really dizzy, kind of like vertigo. His eyes kind of do a little bit of back and forth and all around, and he was nauseous and he was walking sideways. So obviously that was a huge concern for us. So we got him into the vet yesterday and they diagnosed him pretty quickly. Hug that leg here. So he's on medication, and they said it's probably going to take about 2 weeks to kind of get him back to normal. He does have a little bit of a head tilt, and that might go away, it might not. So we'll see how he does, but he's old, he's 15 years old, and they actually told us yesterday, they said he's got a old man vestibular disease. It's pretty common amongst older dogs apparently. So just in like some quick Google searching yesterday morning before we took him to the vet, that was pretty much what I found too, but I was like, well, I'm no vet, so obviously we need to take him in. But he kind of feels like the room is spinning, basically. That's how he feels. So he mostly just wants to lay down and sit down, which I can't blame him there, you know. So he's pretty tired. Hey, bud. He was almost falling asleep with his head just in the air. All right, well, good job on the workout. We're gonna get some showers over here. I'll be back next week for another workout, and stay healthy, stay strong, stay happy, all those good things. See ya.